August 12, 1985, a sweltering summer day in Japan. Japan Airlines Flight 123, a Boeing 747, took off from Haneda Airport in Tokyo, bound for Osaka. On board were 509 passengers and 15 crew members, their hopes and dreams filling the cabin. Families embarked on vacations, businessmen headed to meetings, the hum of conversation and the anticipation of arrival filled the air. Minutes later, high above the mountains, tragedy struck. 12 minutes into the flight, at 24,000 feet, a deafening boom ripped through the aircraft. The rear pressure bulkhead, a critical component separating the pressurized cabin from the tail section, had failed. The plane shuddered violently. Oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling. Passengers and crew were thrust into a terrifying fight for survival. The force of the decompression was tremendous. It tore away a large portion of the tail, including the vertical stabilizer, which helps keep the plane level. The cabin depressurized rapidly. Passengers struggled to put on their oxygen masks in the thin air, their hearts pounding. In the cockpit, alarms blared. The shrill sounds of warning signals filled the confined space, creating an atmosphere of intense urgency and fear. The flashing lights on the control panel were a stark reminder of the dire situation unfolding. The pilots, Captain Masami Takahama, First Officer Yutaka Sasaki, and Flight Engineer Hiroshi Fukuda, faced a nightmare scenario. Each of them was highly experienced, yet nothing could have prepared them for this. Their training and instincts kicked in as they worked together, trying to make sense of the chaos. They had lost control of the aircraft. The plane was no longer responding to their commands, and the situation was rapidly deteriorating. The expressions on their faces reflected a mix of determination and fear as they struggled to regain control. The vertical stabilizer was gone. This critical component, essential for maintaining the aircraft's stability, had been completely severed. The loss of the vertical stabilizer meant that the plane was now at the mercy of the elements, with no way to steer it effectively. All 4 hydraulic systems responsible for controlling the plane's movement were severed. Without these systems, the pilots had no way to manipulate the control surfaces of the aircraft. The plane was essentially flying blind, with no means of direction or stability. The 747 became a wounded giant tossed about the sky. The massive aircraft, once a marvel of engineering, was now a helpless behemoth, struggling to stay aloft. The turbulence and violent shaking added to the already overwhelming challenge. Despite the chaos, the pilots fought valiantly. Their hands gripped the controls tightly, knuckles white with the effort. Every second was a battle, as they tried to find any way to stabilize the aircraft and keep it from plummeting to the ground. They attempted to regain control using the only means available, adjusting the engine thrust. By varying the power to the engines, they hoped to create some semblance of control. It was a delicate and dangerous maneuver requiring precise coordination and timing. It was a desperate measure, a battle against impossible odds. The pilots knew that their chances of success were slim, but they refused to give up. Their intense focus and determination were a testament to their professionalism and courage. For 32 agonizing minutes, Flight 123 remained airborne, soaring and plummeting erratically. Each moment felt like an eternity, as the plane lurched unpredictably through the sky. The passengers and crew could do nothing but hold on and hope for a miracle. The crash of Flight 123 sent shockwaves through Japan and the aviation world. 520 souls perished on that mountainside, making it the deadliest single aircraft accident in history. The investigation was extensive and meticulous. Experts from Japan, the United States, and Boeing, the aircraft's manufacturer, worked tirelessly to determine what caused this tragedy. The wreckage, scattered across a remote and unforgiving mountain range, was painstakingly collected and analyzed. The flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, the black boxes, became crucial pieces of the puzzle. They held the chilling record of the pilot's struggles and the plane's final moments. Section 5. The Fatal Flaw. The investigation revealed a shocking truth. The catastrophic failure of the rear pressure bulkhead stemmed from a faulty repair 7 years earlier. This discovery sent shockwaves through the aviation community, as it highlighted a critical lapse in maintenance protocols. The rear pressure bulkhead is a crucial component that maintains the aircraft's structural integrity, especially during pressurization cycles. Any compromise in its strength can lead to disastrous consequences. In 1978, the same aircraft had experienced a tailstrike incident during landing. This incident, though seemingly minor at the time, had set the stage for the future catastrophe. A tailstrike occurs when the tail of the aircraft hits the runway during landing, causing potential damage to the aircraft's structure. The repair, carried out by Boeing, was flawed. Instead of following the stringent guidelines and protocols, a critical error was made. The repair team, perhaps under time constraints or due to oversight, did not adhere to the recommended procedures. A single row of rivets, instead of the required double row, was used to join two sections of the bulkhead. This deviation from the standard repair procedure significantly compromised the bulkhead's strength. Rivets play a crucial role in holding aircraft components together, and using fewer than required can lead to structural weaknesses. This seemingly small oversight weakened the structure significantly. Over time, the metal around the rivets began to show signs of fatigue. The stress concentration around the single row of rivets was much higher than it would have been with a double row, leading to the gradual deterioration of the bulkhead. Over time, with each takeoff and pressurization cycle, the weakened bulkhead endured increasing stress. Every flight added to the cumulative damage, pushing the bulkhead closer to its breaking point. The pressurization cycles, essential for maintaining cabin pressure at high altitudes, exerted repeated stress on the already compromised structure. Like a ticking time bomb, it was only a matter of time before it would give way. The aircraft continued to operate, oblivious to the impending disaster. Each flight was a step closer to the inevitable failure, and on that fateful summer day, it did. The catastrophic failure of the rear pressure bulkhead led to a rapid decompression of the cabin, causing the aircraft to lose control and crash. The aftermath was a tragic reminder of the importance of meticulous maintenance and adherence to safety protocols in aviation. Section 6. Boeing JAL and Shared Responsibility. The investigation concluded that the improper repair was the primary cause of the crash. However, it also exposed systemic failures. Boeing, responsible for the faulty repair, bore significant blame. The company's repair procedures were found to be inadequate and its oversight lacking. Japan Airlines, or JAL, was not without fault. The investigation revealed shortcomings in the airline's maintenance practices and its oversight of repairs. The flawed repair went undetected for years, a tragic testament to lapses in communication and inspection protocols. Section 7. A Legacy of Change. The crash of Flight 123 left an indelible mark on aviation safety. It forced the industry to confront uncomfortable truths about maintenance, oversight, and the human cost of complacency. In the aftermath, sweeping changes were implemented. New regulations mandated more rigorous inspection procedures for aircraft, particularly after significant repairs. Communication between airlines and manufacturers improved. Training programs for mechanics and inspectors were enhanced. The tragedy spurred a global push for a safer, more accountable aviation industry. Section 8. Remembering Flight 123. Every year on August 12th, families and friends of the victims gather near the crash site on Mount Osaka. This annual pilgrimage is a poignant reminder of the lives lost in one of the deadliest aviation disasters in history. The crash of Japan Airlines Flight 123 on August 12, 1985, claimed the lives of 520 people, leaving only 4 survivors. The tragedy sent shockwaves through Japan and the world, forever changing the lives of those affected. They climb the steep slopes, a pilgrimage of remembrance. The journey to the crash site is arduous, symbolizing the emotional and physical challenges faced by the families. Each step taken up the mountain is a testament to their enduring love and commitment to honoring the memory of their loved ones. The path is lined with markers and memorials, each telling a story of loss and resilience. They offer prayers, lay flowers, and share stories of loved ones lost. These acts of remembrance are deeply personal and communal, providing solace and a sense of connection to those who perished. The memorial site becomes a sacred space where grief is expressed and memories are kept alive. It is a place where the past and present converge, allowing for reflection and healing. The memory of Flight 123 remains alive, a solemn reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of learning from past mistakes. The crash led to significant changes in aviation safety regulations and practices, aiming to prevent such a tragedy from occurring again. The lessons learned from this disaster have had a lasting impact on the industry, highlighting the need for constant vigilance and improvement. The crash also had a profound cultural impact on Japan. It brought to the forefront issues of corporate responsibility and the human cost of technological advancement. Traditional Japanese values of honor, duty, and respect were called into question, leading to a national conversation about the balance between progress and safety. It sparked national soul-searching, prompting discussions about responsibility, accountability, and the pursuit of technological advancement. The disaster underscored the need for transparency and integrity in both corporate and governmental practices. It also led to a renewed focus on the importance of human life and the ethical implications of technological progress. The tragedy continues to resonate in Japanese society, a reminder of the human toll of technological failures. It serves as a cautionary tale about the potential consequences of neglecting safety in the pursuit of progress. The memory of Flight 123 endures not only as a symbol of loss, but also as a catalyst for change and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Section 9. Echoes in the present. Even today, the lessons of Flight 123 hold profound relevance. The aviation industry, though vastly improved, is not immune to accidents. Near misses, equipment failures, and human error remain constant threats. The story of Flight 123 serves as a potent reminder that vigilance, rigorous safety protocols, and a culture of accountability are essential to preventing future tragedies. As we fly through the skies, we carry the memory of those lost on that mountainside, a reminder to never forget the importance of safety and the human cost of complacency.